Well, hello there, this is part 2 and we are carrying on with the nativity scene, and we have the miniatures here now. So today we are going to be painting all the little miniatures. Now it should be a simple paint, but we're going for a very dark theme because it's supposed to be nighttime. So what I've gone for is the darkest of colours, and what we're going to do is just really highlight the tops of these miniatures and put some very dark colours over the clothes, just to give them a little bit of sense of the colour. So I've got some suntan flesh for all the fleshy areas, and what we're going to do is just quickly go across all the flesh areas and add this paint. So just go over all the facial skin areas. Okay, what I'm going to do, one of the kings I am going to leave with dark skin, so we'll just leave that as it is black, and we'll go over that with that a little bit later with a little bit of a lighter colour. What we're trying to do is just get the faces . Okay, this will go darker with the black as well. One second, let me change my brush. There we go. Good. So what we're doing now is we're going into wood stained brown. Now most of the clothes are going to be dark, like the sheep's, the shepherd, the shepherd. He's going to have brown. So we're just going over there, leaving the black, because we're trying to get the feeling that we are in the starlight. So what I'm trying to do is leave a lot of black over the whole miniature, but pick out areas where maybe the starlight would be shining, and you just see a hint of colour coming through the clothes. Again, Joseph, his robe's going to be all dark, and as we go further down the miniature, it's going to be even darker as well. So from the shadow of the top of the actual stars shining down. Now the three kings, they're going to be wearing more expensive clothes, so we'll be doing those with some gothic crimson, but we'll carry on with Mary and Joseph. Again, we're going for that brown again. Once all this is dried, see, we can go over the whole miniatures with a light grey. And that'll give us the effect of the starlight shining off the miniatures. What I'm after is just having baby Jesus glowing nicely. Okay. So next I'm going into some gothic crimson, and this will give us some colours on the three kings. just following the folds of all the clothes. It's just to give a little hint of colour in the moonlight. And of course we will be adding some gold as well to these 3 kings. Now you say that they are very dark on camera, but once they're all finished you'll see them actually take shape. But what we're just after is the initial blocking of colours of what we want for these actual 3 kings. Let's get on to Rodney. See how quickly they're starting to take shape now? As you can see, just by adding those browns, the clothes are starting to take shape. All we need to do now is I'll do the backs, and then I'll come back and then I'll start highlighting these miniatures. Like I say, very, very simple. For the gold, we're going to be using some Dragon Bronze by MSP Paints. Very simple, so I'm just going to paint the little boxes, a little hint of gold, and again using the black to our advantage. And the top of the crown here, I'll just add a few little spots of bronze as well. Okay. Maybe a little bit just there. A golden feather at the front there. There we go. Okay, so that's all the colour I want to add to these miniatures, and as you can see they're nice and dark. We can add a little bit of grey to the donkey, but that's great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start highlighting these miniatures to make it look like they are under the sunlight, the starlight, just like with the baby Jesus that we're doing. And of course, while we're here, talking of baby Jesus, let's do a little bit more painting on baby Jesus. Now, baby Jesus, of course, is going to be kind of glowing white. What we want to do is really just paint the skin. So we're just going to add a little bit of this suntan flesh, and then we can highlight the baby skin afterwards. Absolutely tiny, weeny. Tiny, weeny. I don't want to add too much to this miniature. I just want it so you know there's like a little baby in the crib here. So we don't need to overpaint anything on this diorama. We just are showing a diorama of the nativity scene So you're just emphasizing on this little baby here. So I'm really just picking out the skin here. What we're going to do, I think we could go over with a grey ink wash and then really highlight the white on top. This will bring out the white even stronger and bring out the detail of all the clothes and the straw around the baby. And of course I'm keeping the star white, so it makes sense to do the white highlights on everything. But that looks great as a little baby in there, so that's cool. Okay, for the donkey we are going into some dark grey, and all I'm going to do is add a little bit of dark grey dry brushed onto the donkey. So top of the head and just around the back of the donkey. That's all we need. And leaving the bottom of the donkey will be totally black, darkest area. And that's all we need to do for the donkey so far. So we've got the donkey, shepherd, Joseph and Mary, and the three kings, and we got the sheep as well. The sheep's easy enough. That's just a little bit of white. We'll do that in a second. So I'm just going to let these dry, and then we'll start adding the actual highlights. Very, very simple. Okay, so the final thing to do with these miniatures here is we need to add a starlight glow to all the miniatures, a light source from above. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the dark grey, and I'm going to add lots of white to that dark grey to begin with. So we've got a lighter grey to start with. We're taking all that off the brush there, and what we're going to do is we're going to start layering this onto our figures, and this will be the light source from above hitting these miniatures. So what we're doing is we're just taking strokes down the miniature with our dry brush, so heavy at the top and then going down to close from above, and it gives a very nice effect that looks like a light source coming down from the stars, and of course keeping it all nice and dark at the bottom. So all this work is at the top. Again, from the top, pulling the brush down. We're not going up, we're just pulling the paint off the brush, going down, and it gets lighter and lighter as we go down the miniature. And the same with the donkey. Again, it's on the back of the donkey, and the head, just the lightest source. It's bringing out the details of the actual miniature and giving a little light source going down the donkey. Yeah, perfect. And that, my friends, is how I paint my nativity scene. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put all these miniatures onto the nativity scene and give you a finished look at what this looks like. But as you can see, super simple but effective.